Women who say, I don't need to seek knowledge, I'm a woman. I stay in the house. That's my husband's job. I'm not a student of knowledge. My husband is a student of knowledge. And it's another point of advice that we want to give to all young hadith disciples, men and women. When you want to get married, you should look for a man or look for a woman who already is studying. Someone who's already studying. Someone who's already studious like you. A man who likes to read books like you like to read books, sister. A sister who picks up the Mus'haf and reads, not just someone that you have to force. This is a very important piece of advice because your husband or your wife can make or break your studies. It can ruin your studies. This is a reality. And only Allah knows how many brothers we've seen come and go. We've said this before and we'll say it again. Only Allah knows how many people we've seen come and go. Leave and enter. Enter and exit. Study one day, no study the next day. Only Allah knows how many people. And there are many brothers that I've seen, their studies were ruined by women. I'm not saying this in a derogatory term, but it's a reality. And there are also many sisters who used to be studious and pious, and they came across a brother that wasn't studious, he wasn't pious, and he ruined their studies and he ruined them. So the concept of marrying a woman who isn't studious, she's a normal Muslim woman, and you're going to marry her and change her and convert her to being a student of knowledge, and she's going to go overseas with you. In most cases, it doesn't work. In most cases, the woman or the sister, she only likes you because of you as a person. He's cute. He's handsome. He's clean and nice. He smells good. I like the way he dresses. He has a good personality. He's funny. He's a good Muslim brother. Most women are like this. Not too often are they going to marry you because they like you as a student of knowledge and they want to benefit from you as a student of knowledge. Please take these golden words of advice, Akhil Kareem. And the same applies to a woman, a sister. I want a studious wife. What do you want a studious wife for? How often do you study? When do you pick up books, ya akhi? How much do you want to actually learn? Having a pious, righteous wife is one thing. Being righteous and pious and seeking knowledge, they are connected without a doubt. But they're not necessarily the same thing. It's a subtle difference between the two. It's a big difference, but there's a subtle difference that everybody doesn't pick up on. So you want a wife who's a good sister, a righteous sister, someone who's going to teach your children the Quran and read books to them, alhamdulillah. But now you're marrying a woman who is a taliba of ilm. She's a student of knowledge. You finding a husband that's going to allow you to study, provide for you to study, and not interfere with your studies, it's very rare. You need to find a husband who likes to study like you. You have common interests. You can both sit down and read a book for an hour and it's not a problem. Someone who isn't want to complain about you traveling and studying and learning. Someone who's going to be traveling and studying and learning with you. Someone who's going to be teaching with you. You go to the masjid for a conference, your wife also teaches the sisters. The sister has a class, your husband has a class, etc. This is my personal advice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best. So the Prophet ﷺ, he gave these women special time, special respect, and he taught them from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him. We've explained this hadith before. Walillahi alhamdu, we explained the book 40 hadith on seeking knowledge more than once. This is something that I want to get all of us into the custom or the habit of doing. And that is, when you have a problem or you need further guidance or advice, please go back to this manual. And if you pay close attention, bi'idhnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, you'll find the book to be very comprehensive. And it deals with many aspects and spheres of life with regards to studying, learning, and teaching. So my advice to the sisters in Islam is to pay attention to this hadith. And obstacles are not always, but period. Obstacles are not made for you to just succumb to and to just bow down. An obstacle, you should hurdle that obstacle, jump over it. Don't allow you being a woman or sister to stop you from seeking knowledge. Perhaps Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to have a greater reward. Perhaps Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants your issue and your affair to be even more special. As the Prophet ﷺ said to Aisha radiallahu anha, he says that your reward is based off of the hardships that you go through. And as many of the pious predecessors said, don't be amazed, don't be bewildered by those who are destroyed. those who are misled, those who are wasted. He says, but you should be amazed, he says, or these pious pastors, they said, you should be amazed by those who are giving the tawfiq from Allah. How they got the tawfiq from Allah. In other words, be amazed at those who reach salvation. That's the strange thing. Among all of this darkness and misguidance and clouds and waves of distraction, there comes a person who became an alim. There comes a woman who became an alima. That's amazing if you actually think about it. Say a diamond in the rough. Diamonds come from coal. So just think about that. Food for thought, bi'idhnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not allow these challenges and these difficulties to be means of stopping you from seeking ilm. Okay? As far as your children or you being married, then I said it all depends. It all depends. My advice is for you to have proper time management. There isn't anything more beneficial for the student of knowledge than properly managing his or her time. So if you have children, the children will sleep, the children will play, the children will spend time with their father or with other family members, etc. Even your girlfriend and sister on Islam, take advantage of that time. Instead of you sleeping extra or eating more or laughing and joking or watching the television or watching your phone and looking at this and that, pick up a book, read a book. If you have a husband, kindly ask him, politely ask him, "Oh Zoj, can we please go to the masjid tonight? I want to go study. I want to go learn." "No, I'm not taking you to that masjid." "No, I don't want you listening to fulan and fulan." Don't fight, don't argue. Say, "Taib, jazakallah khair. Can we learn from another speaker? Can you teach me? Can we go to another masjid if this masjid is not a good masjid? Or you don't like those brothers at that masjid? Or they act funny? Or whatever the case may be." So the Muslim woman has to be wise, has to be smart, has to be witty. And you have to be smarter than the shaitan. Because the shaitan is going to try to get you to stop. He's going to try to trick you and trap you up. So you have to outflank the shaitan. This obstacle comes, take another route. Take another detour. When you drive on a highway, okay, this road is blocked, take a detour, a back street. So it's very important. So therefore, if you can't read Arabic, the first thing you should do is learn Arabic. If your husband can't teach you, beg your husband to allow someone to teach you. If your husband doesn't allow you to listen to lectures of men or watch videos of men, okay, no problem. We want to argue at that point. Can I have a female teacher? Can I go sit with Fulan? Can she come to the house and teach me? So on and so forth. If you only have 5 minutes out the day, 10 minutes out the day, 30 minutes out the day, if you seek help in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you work hard and scrape your knuckles, Bidnillah, Allah will put barakah in those 5 minutes. Allah will put barakah in those 10 minutes. 15 minutes. What sister can honestly say she doesn't have 15 minutes of free time? No matter how many children you have. You don't have 30 minutes out the day to yourself. It's very highly unlikely. So if you only have 30 minutes, take the 30 minutes and utilize those 30 minutes. Read, study, memorize. Get with your other sisters. Instead of what many sisters do, they sit and they talk and they laugh and they joke, or they put on makeup, or they backbite people and they make stories about people and fulan is this and fulan is that. Sit and crack open a book. Study a book. So the specific advice with regards to women, we have given, alhamdulillah, and all of the other points and other points, pieces of advice and how to study, please go back to the other recordings, all right, and the other videos that we have done, the other lessons and lectures that we have done on seeking knowledge, because they also apply to women as well. I hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed me to fulfill your request and honor your request. Sorry for the delayed response. As far as with regards to the biographies of the women from the pious predecessors, then bi'idhnillahi subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask Allah to make it easier for us and to allow us to have some time for that. Ameen. Inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But nothing stops you from reading the stories of the righteous women before this generation. Okay? Read the story of Musa's mother, alayhi salam, and Maryam, and the other righteous women of the previous generations that are mentioned in the Quran al-Kareem, and also the women of this nation, such as Khadija radiallahu anha, Khadija bint Khuwaylid, and Aisha radiallahu anha, and many other sahabiyat, Sulaim, and the list goes on, let alone the tabi'iyat, the women who came after these companions who learned and sought knowledge. Bi'idhnillah, perhaps we'll have time to read some of these stories, take some benefits from these books with regards to furthering the encouragement to seek knowledge for women. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best. If there are any other requests that you or anyone else has, please send them, and we'll try our best bi'idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala to honor those requests and respond to those questions. Inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best. Jazakumullahu khairan.